Good afternoon. I'm Bill Carver, President of Nash Community College. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome you to Nash Community College and the program that some of you may know that about 20 years ago we had something to do with starting a line academy, line technician academy. I think we actually called it a Lineman Academy once upon a time, Nancy. We took the man out. Not that the men are no less important, but it was just changing the line technicians in this modern world that we live in. Nash Community College is proud of this association that we have had with, obviously, the EMCs. We've got a couple of our EMCs friends here. Thank you, Nancy and Steve, for being here today. As we commemorate or celebrate this proud profession, I jotted down a few notes and was thinking to myself, as you look around the campus and you can see that we have a little bit of an investment here in training. I tell people when all we do is introduce you gentlemen, you're here with a proud profession, and we introduce students to that. And we have some of our students in the room to talk about what it is to keep the lights on and have reliable power. I was thinking about my comments, and I said, you know, in an economy, and we talk about the middle class economy quite a bit, and I can tell you this, that we would not have a middle class economy today without reliable power. I think all of us have been through at least one weather event. Anybody? A weather event? I know, not counting the guys that drive the trucks. But I've heard that you guys are people's best friends when they're without power. You may even get a cup of coffee or a Coke or something when you're trying to get the lights back on, and I've certainly seen powers of what it is. And that's part of the legacy that community colleges have. Because often, community college graduates are running to a disaster when everybody else is running away. And y'all follow in right behind them if it's a weather-related disaster or something like that, to get that reliable power that we're talking about. Because as sexy as computers are, we got quite a bit of technology at Nash Community College, but as sexy as technology is, as sexy as computers are, without reliable power, it's not so sexy. It's just junk. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service, because I've been without my DirecTV, and that's an inconvenience. And I would like to have that. So thank you for keeping the lights on in what you do. And students, thank you for choosing this profession. I've known many students to start here and have gone on, Nancy, and earned in a middle class economy to do quite well. It changes lives. Can I tell a little bit of a joke here? I was at another college in the east, way down east where there's a lot of water. And I don't know how this will come. I'm just going to tell the story anyway. It's a true story. And so I got through with my presentation. I guess I bored them for about 3 hours. I was doing a little leadership class. And maybe you know how it is that when you end up a little presentation, and this lady comes up to me and she goes, "I want to thank you for the line program that you have at Nash Community College." And I said, well, you're welcome. It's a challenge, but we're glad to do it. She goes, my husband my brother-in-law was a lineman, and now my former husband, because of him, is a lineman, and I get better child support now. True story. So, we know that you can be good earners, by the way, in this program. So, I thought I'd just tell that, and if Pat, what's the batting order now? Sure. David, if you can come up and
absolutely
a few comments, and thank you so much. And
Duke
has been a great friend to Nash Community College, yeah. and you know, you got Tanya here. That's there's not enough words to describe her.
Right.
And she's so great, and it's just a great profession. And thank you so much for selecting Nash Community College to do this little bit of a Lineman Day. We're proud to do it.
Well, we've had such a long, outstanding partnership. Thank you so much, President Carver. You know, we've had such a long, outstanding partnership with Nash Community College here, and we are just thrilled to be here today to celebrate National Linemen's Appreciation Day. And we've got some of our teammates here from our Executive Line Operations Center, and I'm going to call on one of them here in a minute to say a few things. But for those of you who are students, we really appreciate your interest in this profession. I mean, we've got 5,000 linemen across the Duke Energy system. that help provide support to over 25 million people, 25 million customers. And we all know that not everyone is cut out for this kind of work. So I really admire you and respect the fact that you are willing to invest in yourself in a way that will ultimately help improve the lives of the communities that you're serving, just like our teammates are doing over here. There's certainly no substitute for having safe, reliable, affordable electric power. It's really helped power the economy of this nation and certainly of North Carolina as well. You know, one of the things I'm most proud about at Duke Energy, in addition to our safety focus, is the fact that our electric rates are about 20% below the national average. That's something that really changes the dynamic for businesses that are competing in global markets. It certainly is important for all of our customers, but particularly our lower income customers. We know that every dollar counts for them, and we want to ensure that we're good stewards of the system that provides them electric generation power. So we appreciate your interest in this profession, and know that there's going to be a terrific need for linemen and linewomen for decades to come. So thank you for that. And what a real exciting day it is to be able to celebrate National Linemen's Appreciation Day. This is something that a lot of us sometimes don't really fully appreciate until there is that storm event and the lights go down. I can tell you, having worked with a lot of our crews over this past winter storm season, when we had 3 different storms come together over about a 6-week period, and these guys were part of a much larger team of 5,000 line crews who helped restore power to over 1.5 million customers during that 6-week period. It all started with Winter Storm Jonas, and then we had, and this area was hit hard, as was Zebulon, Clayton, Fuquay, Brina, and then we had another winter storm that followed about 2 weeks later. And then we had that bad windstorm in about the latter part of February that started out in the western part of the state, and it just came right across the entire state like a big cheese grater, and left a bunch of trees down and outages in its wake. And I'll tell you, I'm proud to represent Duke Energy every day, but particularly when I was appearing before the North Carolina Utilities Commission and having an opportunity to talk about the work that our teammates did in order to restore power safely and quickly to over 1.5 million customers. And almost 85% of those got their lights back on in less than 24 hours. And when you think about doing that across the entirety of this state, which is over 500 miles wide, it's very impressive. So thanks to each of you for your service today on a beautiful day when hopefully the lines are staying up, and particularly when the storms call and you're the first ones to help restore our customers' lives to normal. You know, one of the things that is exciting about our long-standing partnership with Nash Community College is the opportunity to celebrate the Linemen's Academy here. You know, it really blends classroom instruction, hands-on experience. We're going to have a chance to go see a rescue operation here a little bit later, so we're so excited to do that. One of the things I wanted to announce today is an extension of our partnership with Nash Community College, and that is a $3,000 grant for scholarships for students to be able to compete in the Linemen Training Academy. So we're very excited. So, you know, our investment in the Training Academy is really a winning combination for Duke Energy and President Carver for Nash Community College. We want to be providing job-specific training and education for not just the students who are here today, but for others to come. And there is a shortage of qualified line and tree crews throughout the country, and we're seeing that in the Southeast as well. And so we want to be doing everything we can to help support the pipeline of talented students who can come in and help serve our customers. So we're very grateful for all the elected officials who are here today who have helped provide support to the program here at Nash County, and we look forward to a long and successful partnership. So thank you so much for joining the celebration today. You know, it's really exciting for us to have a chance to honor these hardworking men and women on National Linemen's Appreciation Day. And I hope you'll be able to join us and see the rescue performed, and then have any questions. Might even let some folks crawl around some bucket trucks if it's not a safety issue. I will say, talking about that storm restoration in the winter, the thing that I was most proud about, in addition to how quickly we got the lights restored, was that in those difficult conditions, we had 0 injuries. So we talk about focusing on safety every day, and particularly in those difficult conditions. These guys are out working 16-hour days in the biting cold, wind, rain, and yet we're able to navigate across the entirety of the state in difficult terrain and have 0 injuries. So that's something that we're very proud of, and we focus on every day with our cardinal electric safety rules. So with that, I would love to invite one of our teammates to come up here and share a few words about what it's like to be a lineman. So Robert Carter, if you'll come on up, we'll welcome you here. Robert's with our Zebulon Operations Center, along with the teammates that are joining him here today. And Robert, on behalf of Duke Energy, thanks to you and all of the linemen and throughout our entire system for what you do every day.
I appreciate it. I guess one of the biggest things, again, my name's Robert Carter. I've been on a lineman for Duke Energy for 14 years. When I got hired, one of my peers now, Brian Bill, me and him were applying for the position. And I got hired before he did because I had my CDLs. And I thought to myself, wow, you know, them little things that help you get that job versus not having the CDLs at the time. And of course, Brian got hired shortly thereafter. And, you know, he still works with us today. But, you know, a company as good as Duke Energy, I'm here today, and it's nice, 70-degree weather. I'm sitting in the air conditioner talking to everybody. Great company to work for. One of the most rewarding aspects of my job is, you know, seeing a big impact on our customers. And you know, you look at John Doe Farmer that's got 7 tobacco barns, and you know, the intensity and urgency that our job has. You think of the little things, you know, that is his whole career for the season. You know, 1 hour makes the biggest difference for him of losing his whole tobacco season or being able to make the whole season. And, you know, that, and the person on oxygen, the person on life support, you know, and even to the ones that's in perfect health that, you know, just wants a cold drink out of the refrigerator. You know, they all mean the same. But, you know, some of them have very pertinent things that they have to have because of electricity. We're truly a 365-day-a-year company, 24 hours a day. We never close. We never stop. Somebody is always a phone call away, regardless of the situation. And there is few companies in the world that can actually say that. Very few. You know, and when I looked into this, I was 26 years old, and I was driving a truck. And basically, the truck driving company where I wanted to make a career. And I saw the guys working out of Zebulon Operations there close to my house. And, you know, they had a career. They didn't have a job. Those guys work with each other, you know, sometimes 24 or 30 hours a day. And we are truly more working with our friends at work more so than we are at home. If you figure it up on 365 days a year, we're definitely more of a team. And see, the gratifying part of the job is going out of town in the storm power. To me, you get out of town and you know, you see places you ain't never seen before. People, you know, you go to some places and you have a safety briefing of the company you're working with, and they tell you, you know, don't go here by yourself, don't, you know, lock your truck up. And we have never had anything like that. Everybody's always glad to see us. Everybody's, you know, happy we're there. You know, as far as in general, we have never had any issues. We had one lady in New Jersey that she was at her wit's end, And, you know, we done everything we could do before we left there, and we did get our power back on. But, you know, today is a power-driven world, and people sometimes don't cope without it. And you just have to keep that in mind. As far as large storms go, you know, we've been to New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Oklahoma, Florida, Texas, Louisiana. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't pretty much left Nash County. And without working here, I would never see that part of the world. So it's really interesting in the places you go and see and do. You know, as far as your physical stamina, and it does have to be in shape, and I'm not in the best shape in the world by far. But you really have to be able to focus on the safety aspects of the job at hand. You don't have your life in your hands. You have everybody with you's life in their hands. Just keep that in mind. You know, just take it real serious. And when it's time to have fun, have fun. And as far, you know, everybody at some point in time, depending on, you know, what company you work for, you'll be on call. And don't forget, your family and your children are on call as well as you're on call. So just don't forget him when you get back home. Thank you.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the check presentation ready. Okay, Linemen, will y'all please join for our check presentation cover? Yeah, we all did. And then we'll have the students speak next. We have a banner, but they have a chance.
Put the good looking ones up front. And while we're positioning ourselves, I see I got our Electric Cities friends and our EMC friends are in the room too. This is we like to think we keep the peace. Right. Nash Community College among the various entities.
Come in a little bit. Come on in, squeeze in.
Come on in, guys.
Love each other, come on in. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Good?
Did you get
No,
yours?
I'm going to grab 1, 2, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I think Tanya probably wants that
John, will you please come and introduce your students that are going to speak now?
And while John's working his way up front, our instructor, the comments by Mr. Carter, we added CDL to our program. We also added first aid as we have an embedded thread of our program now, safety.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, that was a no-brainer. So John O'Boyle is one of our graduates and now an instructor in the academy. He's going to make a few comments. And John, just to give you a little piece of trivia, his father is an English professor here. And he's a good writer, too, I understand.
He's a worst grader, right?
Comes from a family of educators, and his mother's a nurse educator at Barton College.
I mean, honestly, professionally, I never thought there'd be something more rewarding than turning on some lights after power's been out. Y'all know that feeling. You show up with your blinking lights and people come out, they're just cheering. I love that feeling. But close to it, if not better, is teaching these guys. I mean, just to watch them grow from putting on their hooks backwards the first week, like they're going to climb outside of a barrel or something, to hanging double cross arms blindfolded just about. I love watching them progress, and it's rewarding to watch them get a career eventually. I mean, building them on up, they come through here knowing nothing, and then hopefully by the time they're done, they're ready for a lifelong career. Two of the students speaking today are two of the best, right at the top of the class. First, I think we have Mr. Brandon Smith. Where's he? And then after that,
Hi, everybody bear with me. I'm not the best speaker in the world.
you're a lot better climber than public speakers.
But my name is Brandon Smith. I moved here from Asheville, North Carolina. I lived there my whole life. Moved to Apex to enroll into the school. Some of the reasons I want to be a lineman is that I think it's one of the most important jobs you can have. I mean, like you said, getting the power back on for people. I mean, it couldn't be more satisfying than just restoring the power for families and children that don't have no lights or heat. Another reason I want to be a power lineman is I'm my brother's keeper as president. And there's nothing like knowing that you work all day, you're working all day, and you've got somebody sitting there watching your back to make sure you're doing the stuff right and safe, exactly safe. Then I like working outside, working with my hands. And there's nothing like the feeling of going home after working hard all day long and knowing that you've made a difference in people's lives. Another reason the reason I like Nash Community, or I'm glad I made the decision to come to Nash Community College is they helped us get our CDLs like they were talking about, getting our CDLs, CPR and first aid certifications, and 811 before you dig. And they, like I said, they even help you to try to get a job right out of school. Most people they overlook the whole ordeal of getting the lights to the customer. And the school, they've taught us a bunch of stuff about the voltages, generation voltages from the power plants and how it travels on transmission lines to distribution lines and step up, step down transformers. We've learned a lot about voltage regulators, all kinds of transformers, CSP transformers and conventional transformers, fuse cutouts to protect the equipment. And to always wear your PPE. I mean, the number one thing at the school is safety. If you forget to put your safety glasses on, oh boy, he'll yell at you. If you walk around with your hooks on, he's going to yell at you. I mean, safety first. PPE. But that's just a few things that I'm glad I had the opportunity to come to the school to learn these things, the safe way of doing these, and I'm hoping that I can get a job with a company and start a long-lasting career. Thank you.
Mr. Dan Johnson. Another one of our clients.
How y'all doing? I'm Darian Johnson. I'm a current student here at Nash Community College in the Electric Lineman program. See, I first knew I wanted to become a lineman after talking to a few fellow linemen, a couple of my buddies. And they told me that they really enjoyed the job, and most importantly, they enjoyed helping others. I really, that there really spoke to me and caught my attention. I began to think about how cool and satisfying it would be to one day become a true lineman. As I began to think to myself and question myself as to why not become a lineman and work in a brotherhood environment where it's all surrounded around helping each other. Helping others with the present technology that has been passed down from years before us, and helping establish and maintain power from the powerless, just like the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. I'd always thought about being a lineman, just didn't really know how to get started in it. And that's when I went online and I Googled, pretty much just Googled apprentice lineman schools out of North Carolina. That's where I stumbled across Nash Community College here in Rocky Mount. I talked to a few people in the program that was involved, and they got me signed up the following semester. I enrolled in early January, and here we stand about a month, or a little less than a month from graduation. The Electric Lineman program here in Nash, excellent program. Program that's all around all about being proactive and helping others. You see, we have a saying here at Nash Community College. I'm sure a lot of guys here go by it. It says, "I am my brother's keeper." And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like each and every one of us students here go by that on and off the field. Since I started the program, I've learned a great deal on the field, off the field, in the classroom. Even some things I thought weren't possible. Mr. Bull has been a huge help to each one of us students in helping us understand the basics of electricity. See, just a few things that he taught us while here at Nash were the basics of how to climb wooden poles, the operation of the bucket, hanging cross arms, both single and doubles, hanging insulators, hanging grounds, wire, techniques, and the reading of meters, the operation of transformers, voltage regulators, cutouts, reclosers, capacitors, and much more. Overall, the electric lineman program here has been a huge help in preparing all of us students here to someday become a true electric lineman. And lastly, I'd like to say, after attending the 2016 lineman rodeo down in Newville, North Carolina, it pretty much reassured me that I was going to school for the right profession. Hopefully one day become an electric lineman technician. Thank you.
Okay, this concludes this part of our program. Again, special thanks to Duke Energy and Duke Energy Foundation and all the linemen and soon-to-be linemen also. I want to complete the program. And John, I'm going to turn it over to you because I believe there's going to be a pole rescue.
Yeah, we're going to head outside. We're going to do a pole top rescue scenario. We do it kind of a different variation, and every company has a different way. It's kind of a culmination between how the EMCs do it and the electricities do it. But I think we're going to do about 3 demos. So we'll take a short break to get set up, and then we're going to head out there and go rescue that dummy. All right, gentlemen.
We have the freshmen